This is Kim.com, a notorious hacker.
Chat, I never knew about this. I want to watch it.
Probably one of the most famous ones in computer history, and maybe a whole lot more, depending on which version of the story you believe.
Chat, this guy donated subs here last time. Chat, did he not? Chat, did I imagine that? Chat, he did, right? Yeah, he did.
Germany's
he gets the subs here.
Entrepreneurs.
He had a knack for finding financial opportunities in technology.
A trader, a scammer, an activist, a visionary, a criminal, a scapegoat.
Is he everything at the same time?
Every weapon in our arsenal to destroy this guy.
Hollywood's #1 enemy.
A popular hub for illegally downloaded movies.
A folk hero in the fight for internet freedom. A pro gamer, an eccentric
Yo, without Mega Upload, we had nothing back then. We couldn't have shit. We needed Mega Upload. It was horrible on the internet, brother.
An aspiring politician and marketing genius.
Yeah, I like Mega Upload.
Kim.com may be many things, but one thing is for sure. He has changed the internet forever. And this is his story.
Mega Upload.
Okay. We had Ares and Amule, and then we had what's it called again? Then we had LimeWire, FrostWire, all that shit. But Mega Upload had this thing. It was just better for like getting a one file here or there. You would go to the website. You need some bullshit. Mega Upload. Too easy.
We originally spoke to German journalist Janne Knödler for this story. She and her team host a fantastic podcast series called Wild Wild Web. The first season is dedicated entirely to Kim.com. His story begins in the early 90s, in Kiel, a city in the north of Germany. This is long before he launched the infamous file-sharing platform Mega Upload, before he became the most wanted man on the internet.
Hold on, I'm pausing. Last pause. Listen, I understand that you're cool, you were on LimeWire and shit. Brother, half the time on fucking LimeWire, you download some shit and your PC blew up, okay? The amount of times I had to reformat my PC caught on fire, brother.
Back then, he was just Kim Schmitz. He will later claim he attended an elite boarding school in a castle, and that he graduated with a special diploma for gifted students at just 17. None of that is true. He actually went to a public high school for lower secondary education and lived in a home for troubled youth. This detail is significant as it highlights a recurring pattern throughout his story. Kim has always tried to portray himself as more than he actually was, as bigger, better, and smarter than his peers. Kim's parents separate when he is young. His father is a violent drunk, so the boy often retreats to the safety of his bedroom. There, he discovers the magic of computers and becomes obsessed. He starts writing his own programs and gets involved in the early days of the internet, before most people even knew what it is. By the early 90s, Kim is running what is essentially a server for trading pirated software. And apparently, he isn't just hosting it. He is eavesdropping on the users, listening in on the emerging hacker scene. The trading platform also earns him his first money. Around the same time, he debuts his now famous alias, Kimbo, an homage to the main character in The Fugitive, who is wrongfully accused of murder and forced to flee from the authorities. This is Kim in 1992, in a grainy segment of German national TV, showing off how to make free phone calls worldwide by routing through the US. He claims he coded the software himself. The show dubs him the nightmare of national telecommunications. A Forbes article claims he's the leader of an international hacker group called Dope and one of the most well-known hackers in Germany. Allegedly, he developed an encrypted, tap-proof mobile phone and sold hundreds of them. Back then, a curious teen like Kim.com could teach himself to code and stumble into the center of a global tech saga. Today, understanding how the digital world works is more essential than ever, and you can do it too. You just need the right tools. Brilliant is an interactive learning fun. Try subscription. In the mid-90s, Kim is arrested for his shady dealings involving the software trading server. He's convicted in 1998 and receives a 2-year suspension.
Wait, that seems kind of crazy though. What? Computer fraud 8 counts. Each occurrence unlawful acquisition of data breach secrets. Jeez. Aiding and abetting computer fraud. Gang-related fencing.
Software trading server. He's convicted in 1998 and receives a 2-year suspended sentence. But Kim remains undeterred. He uses his conviction to boost his hacker image. Kimbo, the larger-than-life tech renegade. At the time, most journalists have no clue how computers actually work. In this climate, it's easy for Kim to turn myth into media headlines. He claims to have hacked into Citibank and wired $20 million to Greenpeace. That is almost certainly made up. While Citibank had in fact been hacked a few years earlier, the hackers were Russian, not German. And they definitely didn't donate the money to Greenpeace. Kim also claims to have breached both the Pentagon and NASA. Again, the hacks were real, but not carried out by him. People in the scene start having serious doubts about whether Kimbo even has the skills to pull off any serious hacking. But scattered skepticism doesn't dent Kimbo's carefully crafted image. He doubles down on his reputation and launches a cybersecurity firm called Data Protect. The logic is simple. Who could better protect you from hackers than the most dangerous hacker himself? Data Protect takes off and he starts to make serious money. In 2000, he sells 80% of the company. It's the peak of the dot-com boom and Kim has ideas. Some are actually ahead of their time, like an early version of two-factor authentication years before it became a thing. Then there are also...
Hold on, go back, give him credit here, hold on.
The peak of the dot-com boom and Kim has ideas. Some are actually ahead of their time, like an early version of two-factor authentication years before it became a thing. Then there are also ideas like the Mega Car, a concept car with an onboard computer, built-in video conferencing, and 16 SIM cards for mobile internet on the highway. It never hit the market. In any case, Kim becomes a
Yeah, but I mean, we kinda have that right now though, no? We kinda have that.
Rising star in the business world. And he shares his extravagant lifestyle online.
Hello everybody, this is Kim.com. This is my girlfriend. This is my car. This is my cow storage. This is my beach. This is my sky. What the fuck?
Die Hauptsache ist, dass alle happy sind. Und wenn alle sagen, wir fahren jetzt höchstens 220 und nicht mehr 300, dann machen wir das so.
Private jets, luxury cars. During peak dot-com mania, he claims he'll rescue the flailing e-commerce startup letsbuyit.com. And he makes a headline-grabbing appearance on a German late-night show to sell the story.
Du hast dieses Unternehmen gerettet, ist das auch richtig?
Das ist richtig, ja.
Warum bewirft man dich dann mit schmutzigen Vorwürfen in der Presse?
Hold on now.
In truth, Kimbo never actually saves that firm. He buys up shares on the cheap, pumps the stock with media hype, and then cashes out. That's textbook insider trading and illegal. He tries to flee to Thailand, but fails. He slept with another 20-month suspended sentence and a €100,000 fine. Most of his ventures go belly up, and as the global
pumping and dumping as a civilian, rookie mistake, Loki.
bubble bursts and triggers a full-blown economic crisis, Kim decides to emigrate to Hong Kong. He launches a new string of sketchy ventures and shows off even more fancy cars. Let's skip ahead a bit.
Hey,
it's 2005.
There's so much cool shit in there.
Is about to change the internet forever. With
Mega upload.
the idea is deceptively simple. It's essentially a cloud service, a site where people can upload files for others to download them, years before Dropbox and Google Drive. No accounts, just links. It doesn't take long for people to realize that Mega Upload makes it very easy to share entire movies and full-length music.
Chat, if you wanted to be an internet billionaire, what you have to do, you have to make a cool thread with a cool link, and you have to get an ad fly on your Mega Upload, and you got like 1/4 millionth of a cent if somebody clicked it. Now you were balling out.
Like albums.
Like we're talking
Kim is not the
dozens
first to offer this kind of service.
cents.
But Mega Upload just works extremely well. A lot of storage for the time, fast downloads. The company quickly morphs into a sprawling network. Some of you may still remember the sister site Mega Video and its infamous 72-minute time limit. At its peak, Mega Upload was the 13th most popular website on the internet.
Oh, I do actually.
With 50 million users a day, it accounts for a whopping 4% of global online traffic. This is before Spotify and Netflix. Back then, people would spend a small fortune on DVDs and CDs. Around $20 for Spider-Man 2, $16 for the new Green Day album. And all of a sudden, it's all out there for free. Hollywood and the music industry quickly realized they're missing out on massive chunks of revenue. So in the early 2000s, they declare war on piracy. First, they sue Napster into the ground.
A federal court ruled Monday Napster must stop allowing music fans to swap copyrighted material.
Then comes the DVD scare ad era.
You wouldn't steal a car.
But none of that
You
is
wouldn't
stopping
steal a
Mega
purse.
Upload. For years, authorities struggled to get a grip on the platform, and no one really knows who's behind it. It used to be owned by Kim Schmitz, but Mega Upload denies any further connection to him. The site is now registered to a company called Vester Limited, which belongs to some Finnish guy called Kim Tim Jim Vester. Of course, Finnish Kim and Kimbo are the same person. He used his distant Finnish ancestry to get hold of a second passport. And for a while, that smokescreen actually allows him to hide in a legal gray zone. But in 2011, Kim just can't resist stepping back into the spotlight. He publicly declares that he is the mastermind behind Mega Upload. That's when Kim Schmitz and Kimbo give way to a whole new identity, Kim.com. By now, he is living large in New Zealand in a mansion by the sea. He is collecting luxury cars and uses his free time to become one of the top-ranked Call of Duty players on the globe.
Real.
He's got a wife and kids, and it almost feels like his wildest years are behind him. Maybe he thinks he's far enough from the US to be safe, out of reach, because instead of keeping his head down, Kim lashes out, and he takes on the global music and movie industries head first.
Oh man.
His Mega Upload song from 2011 is extremely provocative. Some of the biggest pop stars of the day appear in the music video, publicly backing a platform that Hollywood sees as the embodiment of internet piracy, supposedly responsible for billions in losses. Universal Music sues Mega Upload. The music video keeps getting pulled from YouTube, and this is just the beginning. The media start calling Kim.com the movie industry killer.
Cioè, what? How could they even pull it from YouTube? Cioè, I think that's something to be mad about. How would they even pull it from YouTube? I don't get it.
With his mansion, his fleet of cars, and his
What
private
are they
chopper,
breaking
he
it?
doesn't look like a tech renegade anymore. He becomes the Dr. No of Hollywood.
Clumsy effort, Mr. Bond. You disappoint me.
Okay, maybe more like Dr. Evil. Either way, he becomes a scapegoat. On January 20, 2012, New Zealand police raid .com's Auckland mansion at dawn. At the request of the FBI, more than a dozen heavily armed special forces storm the property. They call it Operation Takedown.
Oh, really?
They seize luxury cars, designer watches, and hard drives. Simultaneously, there are raids across 8 other countries. In Germany, police confiscate a brand new Mercedes Kim just got his mom for Christmas.
Really, dude?
The FBI takes over Mega Upload. All sides of the company go dark. The authorities claim that Kim.com is the ringleader of an international criminal enterprise, that his platform has been built from the ground up to traffic stolen digital content, and that everything else, the branding and business model, is just a front to cover up its real purpose. According to US prosecutors, he and his accomplices
that's bullshit,
have cost
though.
$500 million.
That's bullshit. Bro, if you're gonna get at somebody, get him correctly. Don't do some bullshit. Bro, the website hosts files. That's it. Don't make it something that it's not. It hosts files, literally. What about it?
In damages while making $175 million for themselves. Now, Kim is facing extradition to the States and up to 55 years in prison. But is that really the whole story? Is Kim.com actually a criminal mastermind? His defense is pretty straightforward. He says he basically invented Google Drive before Google did. That Mega Upload was just a platform, and that he couldn't be held accountable for what users chose to up or download.
Hey, yo.
But under US law, being a file-sharing platform doesn't just give you a free pass.
True.
You have to actively make sure copyrighted content isn't being shared illegally. And the indictment documents say he did too little, too late. Kim, of course, insists...
You guys are all legit copyright Andy XYZ. Like you didn't watch the last boxing fight on some obscure Discord or stream crack or meth head on whatever the fuck. Hey, put your hands up behind your back. Put your hands behind your back. I caught you guys in the chat. I was there. I looked at the chatter list.
He says Mega Upload had systems in place to take down copyrighted material upon request. He claims his platform even provided big Hollywood studios with the tools to remove the content themselves. But prosecutors argue that Mega Upload's supposed good intentions were just a front. Behind the scenes, they ran a rewards program, paying users to upload popular shows and movies. The platform also supposedly dragged its feet on takedown notices.
If you pay something per click and something gets more clicks, you're not deliberately and maliciously paying them more for that. They're just getting more clicks.
Keeping content online longer to rack up more clicks. Janne Knödler and her team have reviewed leaked Mega Upload documents and emails.
Capitalist cocklords when somebody is beating them at capitalism and then they lose their marbles.
Suggest Kim and his crew were fully aware of what was going on their platform. Kim insists the whole thing is a massive political conspiracy. He's never been able to provide any proof. But the full-blown international raid and the threat of 50+ years behind bars, that does look like authorities are trying to make a point, turning Kim.com into an example.
Well,
and there is a political layer to this story.
Of course there
is.
The
US film and music industry do in fact have massive lobbying power. For example, the then head lobbyist for Hollywood's biggest trade group MPAA was a close friend of then Vice President Joe Biden.
Hold on.
Biden has a reputation for being tough on online piracy. Over 10 years pass. Kim.com relaunches Mega. He dabbles in New Zealand politics. He gives interviews, hops on creator live streams, and stars in documentaries. His story is turned into a best-selling book, and he's even getting his own biopic. A German public broadcaster is producing a 6-part series on Kim.com's rise, fall, and digital rebellion. A gripping, high-energy miniseries about the life of the internet's most audacious outlaw. For a decade, he fought his extradition with all that he's...
I'm gonna say, if all of this is how much of an outlaw he is, let's keep it a buck. It is, in my opinion, in this whole system, the least outlaw of all components of this story. Hey, hold on. That's my take, though. It's all good, though.
Got appeal after appeal, hearing after hearing. But in August 2024, New Zealand's Justice Minister signed the order. Kim.com will be extradited to the US. He faces charges of copyright infringement, money laundering, and racketeering. Just months later, in November 24, Kim suffered a serious stroke. He hasn't said much since. Just one post on X saying he's in recovery, asking for patience and prayers. So, who is Kim.com, really?
Okay, now hear me out. You put a piece of server onto small chunks, you'll launch them in space, big ass network, the same as Elon Musk or whatever the fuck, right? And you host all your shit in space. Space laws? Nope, none of that shit. International waters or whatever the fuck, I don't know what the fuck it is. Yo, can't get me. It's hosted in space, you fucking moron. Who's gonna come get me? Darth Vader, bitch ass. Who the fuck is gonna come get me?
An internet freedom fighter? Or a ruthless criminal? The truth, as always, is messy. He's charismatic, funny, larger than life. A guy who dreamed up ideas long before the tech world turned them into reality. But also a guy who spreads wild conspiracy theories and loves to take credit for things he most likely didn't do. Someone who can read the room, hack the system, and turn it all into a spectacle. Yes, he built a platform that made piracy easy. But in a world where the old media giants were losing control, .com was turned into the...
Torrents are nothing but an idea. Or like, guys, torrents it's a concept. it's something that you can't arrest or stop. It happens regardless of what you do. You can get the big kingpin, it'll happen regardless. It's just what it is.
Perfect villain. The poster boy for a digital Wild West they couldn't contain. At the end of the day, Kim.com held up a mirror to an industry that had completely slept through the internet revolution and was desperate to stop the clock from ticking.
At just past 1 in the morning.
Chat, so I said earlier, remember back in the days, dude, we had a race. The other thing, there was motherfucking LimeWire, FrostWire. What else, chat? Also, chat, guys, I have a confession, chat, that I know you might not watch the stream anymore after you heard me say this. I downloaded a bunch on all, and I never seeded a single time. Guys, I did spend multiple years regretting that, because I think it goes against the concept of why that even functions. Chat, guys, I didn't want to go to jail. I got a letter from the ISP once, and I thought they were gonna raid my house, and I was like, guys, I can't do this anymore. I'm sorry, I can't seed. I gotta leech y'all. What the fuck, chat? And I was a big leecher. Chat, I'm sorry. I was a leecher. Anyway, next.
Some of your usual.